Well, welcome back. I am now working on a Plumeria tree right here that my collector has requested. And this is, have never painted a Plumeria, so this is new for me. I'm using mixtures of phthalo blue plus cadmium orange plus cadmium yellow medium plus lemon yellow for my greens. Several mixtures in different combinations to make the big leaves. I'm painting the leaves first because the flowers are kind of on the tops of these clumps of leaves. So this is one of the exceptions to my rule of painting flowers first, leaves last. So the leaves are a big, kind of a broad leaf. I have my reference material on my laptop to the right of my easel. The leaves are in clumps. And I've already painted my trunk in. I may have to go back and add some definition on it, but I thought I'd get my leaves in and then we'll see how much of the trunk is showing. Some of these leaves are going to be a little bit lighter. Again, this mixture has a little bit of white in it, and more lemon yellow to make it lighter. But you can see how I use this square brush. It's called a bright brush to shape those leaves. I'm going to go ahead and use go ahead and paint my wall back in here. I've saved my color from my wall so that I can just come back in here and fill in some of these areas. Don't have too much of that color left. I have just enough to do what I need. Okay. And some of these leaves, again, this is a younger tree, so it's not real big. Some of the leaves are going to break over the windowsill. They break up over that. And there will be some trunks back in here. And this is a mixture of my mud, which is 2 parts of ultramarine blue and 1 part of alizarin crimson. And these trunks come up. Plumeria trees are really cool. I had a friend send us just one of the sticks. She just took one of the sticks and no leaves or anything on it, and she sent it to us. It was about 1 foot long, and she said just stick it in a pot with some good soil and water it, and it grew, and we ended up having a really pretty Plumeria tree. When we lived in Hawaii, they were just everywhere. They're so beautiful, and the flowers are so fragrant. That's what they used to make the leis. And so it's just a really beautiful flower. They also called frangipani trees. It's kind of an interesting name. And make some of these a little bit darker in and around these centers. A little smaller brush here. They're not real thick. When they're younger, they're not just a real thick tree. There's a lot of air in between the different little clumps. one coming off the canvas here. We'll have a trunk going up to that. Now the flowers are on stalks in the middle of these clumps. These flowers, Lorena sent me a picture. She likes that kind of salmon color. And so this is a mixture of my permanent rose, which is a real pretty pink, and cadmium red light. And this just kind of makes that little salmon color. Now I have to be very careful and just lay the paint on top of the green. Otherwise I pick up that green and on my brush. In fact, you can see here how my brush has picked up some of that green. So I have to keep wiping it. These flowers have several petals. I just again have to carefully lay that paint on. And as the flowers get up here, they get, you see more sideways, more of the side of the flower. As they drop down, you get more of the whole flower. They're just a delicate flower, and then there's buds. And you can see how I use the corner of this brush to make the smaller strokes of the flower buds. So now we're going to come in here and have some flowers in here. Each clump has flowers. I haven't mixed my paint just completely. The paint's kind of variegated in my mixture. I don't mix it totally so that when I pick the paint up with my brush, I get like some of the variation of color on the brush. I don't know how well you can see that, but it makes the flowers more interesting too. Because the petals are just not all completely solid. There's variety within the petals. These are a little more pink. Even on the same plant you get a lot of variety. I'm making the buds. But these are just really beautiful flowers. I remember the first time we went to Hawaii, and wow, I was just overwhelmed with the beauty of all the flowers, and boy, you can just walk by those Plumeria trees and the fragrance is just fabulous. I'm going to put, these kind of flowers come over, so I'm going to put another flower petal right in here. Kind of looking at my reference just at different clumps of flowers. This one's going to have quite a few buds on it. On the side, and then they start opening up. So you just get a whole variety of color within those blossoms. And not all the clumps have flowers. I'm going to put flowers up here. Some come up in here. Garbage day. You can hear the garbage truck out there, I bet. always good to have an odd number, so I think I'm going to then bring another clump of flowers in here. I'm going to bring a few little buds down here and let this loop kind of go over. And then I'm going to have one more clump up here that kind of touches this clump. Just a nice grouping. I really appreciate you watching my YouTube videos. If you would like to see the complete step-by-step process of this painting, as well as others I do, visit my blog. The link is in the description below. The address is also on the final frame of my YouTube video. You can subscribe to my blog and you'll get an email notification every time I make a new post. You can also subscribe to my YouTube videos, and also get a notification when I make new posts. So you have a wonderful, wonderful day. That's our Plumeria tree. I still have a little bit more work to do. I have to kind of stand back and look at it in the mirror. And in fact, I see something already I want to do. I am going to add a few little buds, just a little color here on this one. And to make our odd number, I'm going to, odd numbers are more pleasing in design. I'm going to add a few buds up here on this big blossom. So thank you for watching my YouTube videos, and you have a fabulous day.